formulation, and modern skincare innovation designed for today's global beauty industry. If you're passionate about skincare or looking to start a career in beauty, this is your opportunity. Registrations are now open. Visit antigua.universalskincareinstitute.com and enroll today.
For 49 years, State Insurance has been more than a promise. It's been a partnership you can rely on, supporting you as you build, operate, and grow your business, allowing you to focus on what matters most. And as you go about your daily routine, State is right there with you. State Insurance Company Limited. 49 years of protection and partnership, so you can live in a better state of mind.
It's carnival time, and WTP Media Network is bringing you Feel the Rhythm live. We're live streaming straight from the ARG grounds with expert in-depth commentary and real island insight all season long. Catch us Thursday 16th, Calypso Monarch, semifinals. Friday 17th, Soca Monarch semifinals. Saturday 18th, Teenage Pageant. Sunday 19th, Junior Soca. Tuesday 21st, Queen of Carnival. Friday 31st, Calypso Monarch. Saturday 1st, Panorama. Sunday 2nd, Party Monarch. Don't miss a single beat. Join WTP for the best coverage of Antigua Carnival 2026. WTP, we the people.
93.5 FM, WTP.
Temperature raging, all through my body sweating. Watch how my body sweating. It's temperature that I get, my muscles aching. Body feel dehydrated, pupils annihilated. Like a cannibal fever.
Another some boy, Menace XL. Right now, you're locked into Carnival Fever at WTP 93.5. Ow!
Buenas tardes. Oh, that's what Spanish people say. Good afternoon, welcome to the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. This is WTP Media Network. This is the Endgame Sports Show. This is the rebranded version. So no, we have a nice little schedule going. Big up to everybody who was, big up to my this morning I sat in a meeting with about 12 producers. So I sat in a meeting with 12 producers this morning, and we all came up with the grand scheme of how we're going to do WTP Media Network. Well, how we're going to do the Endgame Sports Show. And my only request was one that I got. So I'm happy. You're locked into the Endgame Sports Show. This is Adrian Constant. This is WTP Media Network. Today in store for you, we have a lot. We were supposed to have yesterday Coach George Hughes of the Antigua and Barbuda basketball team. We've moved it today because obviously yesterday a great bill they played. Gary, I abstain. Yeah. But hey, that's a running joke here right now today. Yesterday we had there was Parliament. You know, they were discussing a bill, so we obviously had to carry that. So my apologies to the persons who were looking to tune into WTP Media Network for the Endgame show. But trust me, I enjoyed Parliament yesterday. Also, can't say Adrian didn't tell you all that. Spain was going to beat France. Spain defeated France yesterday by a scoreline of 2-0. And it happened in my fashion. I said this to everybody. France they're one of the best defensive teams in the competition on stats. But you watch the games, you see that they were a one-man defense. Maybe one man's playing good today, next man's playing good tomorrow. Spain have the ball so much that they tire you out. And when you try to attack, they defend as a unit. You saw that yesterday. Me never in it for my life. Every good French player yesterday played bad. Everyone. They were sloppy. So now Argentina will play against England at 3 p.m. and that will be definitely be a joy to watch. It's going to be a really, really, really big game. I can tell you that. It's going to be a big game. Today as well, West Indies women this morning finished the series against Ireland. Something about Ireland. We love playing against Ireland. Shout out to Stephanie Taylor. Steph had a back-to-back century. She had 105 today. So definitely looking forward to that. You know, that I have some comments on my dear captain, my love, Haley. I mean, sometimes right now I think that she's not being challenged enough. So I'm happy to see that Stefani had back-to-back centuries, which is something that will push her to realize, hey, you're not by yourself. After the great opening game by Relina, by Grimman, she struggled yesterday again, but again she's young, 21 years old. I think that she has a great future, but I'm still with the plead for. I see that we have her, we have the likes of her, we have Jazara Claxton, we have Zayda James, we have Shawnee Hector. Those four right now are the four in the team. We have some more around the region. I mean, let's be honest, Kimberly is around the region. But with those four, I want them in a high performance camp with some of the people that you're putting the men with. I want you to put them with there. I want Zayda James to go with Nikita Miller like Vittel Laws did. You know? That's what I want. I want Shanisha and Jazara to go with I want Shanisha and Jazara to go with. I want them to go with Sakali, Winston Benjamin. You know, something there. That's what I want, for sure. So again, you're locked into the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. When we return, Coach George Hughes will be on the line. This is WTP Media Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Sly the Chief Rockin' J. Join me every morning, Monday to Friday from 7 o'clock on WTP FM 93.5. Your mornings will never sound like this again.
Ladies, Movie Day is here. Every Wednesday at Caribbean Cinemas, gather your girlfriends, mothers, daughters, and enjoy your favorite movie at a special price just for you. Treat yourself to a midweek movie day filled with laughter, fun, and unforgettable moments. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. For movies and schedules, visit CaribbeanCinemas.com. See you at the movies.
93.5 FM, WTP.
Temperature raging, all through my body spreading. Watch how my body sweating. It's temperature that I get, my muscles aching. Body feel dehydrated, pupils annihilated. Large a cannibal fever.
But, another 71 minutes XL right now. You're locked into Carnival Fever at WTP 93.5. Ow!
Tian Winter, I'm calling on you.
Claudette Peters, I'm calling on you. Costco Junior Soca Monarch, we're ready to give you the performance of our life.
In a couple of years, I'm coming for that crown.
In a couple of years, I'm coming for that crown.
But for now,
this
is our moment, this is our stage, this is our show.
This is an absolutely free event. Sunday, 19th July, Carnival City, 6:30 p.m. Please come out and support our young soca stars.
Are you ready?
Last year, we had a party, but this year, we are back for an encore performance.
Are you ready? No.
It's the Long Bay Lager Caribbean Melting Pot. Thursday, July 30th, 8 p.m. sharp. Carnival City comes alive.
Showtime in 5, so let we start it.
With the undisputed king of soca, Marshall Montano. Alongside the soca general, Skinny Fabulous. From Grenada, bringing pure jab energy, Muddy. Antigua's reigning soca monarch, Tian Winter. And the carnival baby herself, Tizzy. Straight out of Dominica, Triple K International. Listen out for a heavy supporting cast. This year is the most epic ultimate encore performance. Early bird tickets are only $100. House of Rhythm, $350. Limited offer. Tickets available on the ticketing app and select ticket outlets island-wide. Feel the rhythm of the Caribbean. Catch the encore performance. Let it go!
Sunday, August 2nd, one stage, 2 crowns, and non-stop energy. Inet Party Monarch live at Carnival City. From smooth groovy vibes to pure shell-down power soca. The biggest artists, the maddest performances, the wildest energy, all in one night. Tickets are only $40. Feel the vibes, feel the energy, feel the rhythm.
Love Carnival was so badly. Can't get enough. Welcome to Antigua Mass.
Yeah, your skin looking good. What are you using? I'm getting ready to level up. The Universal Skincare Institute is opening in St. Paul and they're teaching real skincare science.
Wait, like a beauty school?
Not just a beauty school. 1,000-hour program teaches ingredients, skin science, and how to build your skin career.
That sounds serious. How do I sign up?
Easy. Registration are open. Go to AntiguaUniversalSkincareInstitute.com.
All right, Antigua, time to glow and grow.
Antigua, the future of beauty education is here. The Universal Skincare Institute, located in St. Paul's, is now enrolling students in our 1,000-hour core curriculum. This is not your typical beauty school. At Universal Skincare Institute, students learn real skincare science, ingredient knowledge, formulation, and modern skincare innovation designed for today's global beauty industry. If you're passionate about skincare or looking to start a career in beauty, this is your opportunity. Registrations are now open. Visit antigua.universalskincareinstitute.com and enroll today.
For 49 years, state insurance has been more than a promise. It's been a partnership you can rely on, supporting you as you build, operate, and grow your business, allowing you to focus on what matters most. And as you go about your daily routine, State is right there with you. State Insurance Company Limited. 49 years of protection and partnership, so you can live in a better state of mind.
It's carnival time, and WTP Media Network is bringing you Feel the Rhythm live. We're live streaming straight from the ARG grounds with expert in-depth commentary and real island insight all season long. Catch us Thursday 16th, Calypso Monarch, semifinals. Friday 17th, Soca Monarch semifinals. Saturday 18th, Teenage Pageant. Sunday 19th, Junior Soca. Tuesday 21st, Queen of Carnival. Friday 31st, Calypso Monarch. Saturday 1st, Panorama. Sunday 2nd, Party Monarch. Don't miss a single beat. Join WTP for the best coverage of Antigua Carnival 2026. WTP, we the people.
Girl, sit up. Girl, sit up, sit up. Girl, sit up. Girl, sit up.
Welcome back to the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. This is WTP Media Network. And as I told you, we have guests. But before the guests, we have something what we're doing now. It's Carnival. And I decided, even before Thursday, let's go for a throwback. Why? We're going to do a song. I'm choosing a song from Antigua's Carnival, whether before me born, before you born, or after we were born. And it's just my song of the day. And this song wasn't going to be song of the day until I remembered it. And I remembered how great this song was. I even dubbed this one of the greatest songs to be ever penned in Antigua. Most of you probably never heard it now. But hold this one now.
Tian Winter, I'm calling on you.
Claudia Peter.
Everybody is
mash up the place now. Yeah, that song is courtesy of LSA, aka Lyrics Man. That one's called Stammer Man. I think that was from year 2018, 2019. So listen, the first time I heard that song, it was crazy. But joining me over the phone lines is, two well-respected persons in Antigua basketball. I mean, one from generations who is obviously, in my book, one of our best coaches. I mean, again, see he worked from afar. Never worked with him, but saw him work from afar and realized, listen, he deserved to go on the one of the. Well, we don't have a Mount Rushmore, so he can go up and Buggy Peak for how good he be. And what really changed how? Because again, you see tactics. Sometimes you see tactics, you see players, and you say sometimes, hey, the players make the coach look good. But let me tell you what changed my opinion on this coach. When I got injured, he see me probably, when I broke my ankle, he saw me probably about a month, maybe 2 months after. And he said, what he said to me was what changed my opinion on him. How good, well, not changed, but what confirmed my thought of him. He said to me, you only get damaged because you didn't box out. Everybody tell me, oh, you get damaged because man push you, you this, you do that. And his coaching IQ show, remember, he's not even coaching the game. He's watching the game from afar. And he said straight up, you get damaged because you didn't box out, you just jump. And that was the truth. And then this other player now who obviously came back. The first time he come back, let's put belt. Everybody worry about, nobody can stop you, whether Euro, whether spin, whatever. And then I saw him play this tournament, and it wasn't his usual, okay, let me just go get him bucket. He was more of a facilitator, leader of the team. Introducing to you, WTP Media Network, the Endgame Sports Show, Coach George Hughes and Mr. Jaden Andrew. Good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon. I am not hearing them. Hello? Okay, while we try to you're with them now. Good afternoon. All right, so while we try to clear it, I will see. Okay, so let me just switch and come over. Yeah, so give me a second. Run an ad and then we'll come back in and get him.
Time and WTP Media Network is bringing you Feel the Rhythm live. We're live streaming straight from the ARG grounds with expert in-depth commentary and real island insight all season long. Catch us Thursday 16th, Calypso Monarch semifinals. Friday 17th, Soca Monarch semifinals. Saturday 18th, Teenage Pageant. Sunday 19th, Junior Soca. Tuesday 21st, Queen of Carnival. Friday 31st, Calypso Monarch. Saturday 1st, Panorama. Sunday 2nd, Party Monarch. Don't miss a single beat. Join WTP for the best coverage of Antigua Carnival 2026. WTP, we the people.
Yeah, welcome back to the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. This is WTP Media Network. Good afternoon, fellas. Jaden, good afternoon, Coach George. How's everybody doing?
Good afternoon. Can you hear us now?
Yes. That was me. Me plug out something and even notice that me plug out something just now. But
all right, no problem.
Yeah, so good afternoon, fellas. First of all, I mean, congratulations on qualifying to the next round of the America qualifiers. So for persons who didn't know, Antigua and Barbuda finished top of their group in the FIBA America qualifiers well, the competition is 2029, but we had our Caribbean leg, our first leg, and we topped the group containing the Turks, Dominica, Guyana, and I want to say Bermuda. Obviously, we lost one game on the road to it, but nevertheless, again, we have qualified to the next stage, which is scheduled for November. Earlier in the week, to start the week, we had Carlina on here. She was talking about a lot of things, from the administrative point of view. And obviously, Carlina and I sit and we discuss basketball. But want to hear from the inside. First with you, Coach George, as I said already, congratulations. Before the segment, I even expressed what made me know how good of a coach you were. But you are. But generally, one of the first things going into, take us back to before the competition, one of the biggest concerns was, well, from the public, was our national team doesn't play enough. What was the challenge in terms of preparation with the team?
Well, we had a couple of challenges, namely the local competition kind of finished later than we really wanted, because when you prepare for these international events, you want to work backwards of the start date of the event to make sure that you have adequate time to prepare. So you would probably need a minimum of 8 weeks to have all the concepts and the ideas that you want to be implemented, really and truly strongly implemented based on the repetition that you wanted to have. However, we only had 4 weeks, and so it caused us to have to change a lot of things that we did in terms of our offense and our defensive presence. So we decided to go the route where I would give the players a little bit more freedom. We would just introduce some concepts, and everybody would play and know what a trigger is in terms of if we have a dribble penetration, we know exactly what takes place on the weak side. If we have a shot going up, we know exactly what to take place. And these players are players that play at a high level, so I thought that it was, timely for us to kind of introduce that whole mindset to play without just teaching them plays, So we didn't really have a lot of sets. We just had concepts and things that we wanted to do, and we just had, certain things. A pass would trigger a certain action, and a dribble penetration would trigger a different action, and I think they did very well. In basically executing, those concepts that I put to them.
All right, that's fair. Jaden, good afternoon. No.
Good afternoon.
Again, in the, I'll never walk on and tell anybody I'm a basketball player. I play basketball, but I'm not a basketball player. And one of the things that I try to do, is study the game, especially in Antigua, study the art of the game, how persons play here. You starting point guard, and then you come down and the coach says to you, hey, this is how we're going to play, where there is, not quote unquote, a structure, but it's still a free structure, some motion, just understanding, as Coach George said, the triggers. But you're the guy who, you're pulling the strings for the offense. What was that like for you?
Well, it wasn't bad at all. I feel like I've been doing this for a while now. And I feel like the group of guys that we had this time around were more advanced. So it's more or less just us playing and just kind of just using our skills and our IQ of the game, just make the right plays. And I feel like that's what we did in all 4 games, really. I mean, we lost the 1 game against Guyana, but I feel like that was just more of us not playing hard. But in terms of like the way we played, I feel like it was really good. And it was just us really just listening to coach and just putting in our understanding of the game into the offense.
Back to you again, Jaden. There's a lot of times in these systems where it is obviously not a full set, where you run a set for, let's say, Preston to get a shot or run a play for him in particular. We are coming down and we're looking at the triggers. We end up and get too passive. I saw it sometimes in the games where everybody just passing, and nobody's grabbing the bull by the horn and, trying to penetrate, go take this shot here. How do you encourage your guys to, hey, stay aggressive? For instance, like Xavier, who, he takes shots, he shoot the ball, he tries to score the ball. But how do you say to him, hey, stay aggressive, but making sure that he's not too aggressive where he's forcing it and struggling?
I mean, I feel like all that just comes with like playing. All of us played for like a long time, so like in the games, like at times you get kind of like shot happy, and just kind of like take quick shots and not take the best shots. So I feel like all of us just talking and communicating together, especially when like we be like shooting 3 and 4 threes in a row and they're not falling. I'll just come together and say, all right, let's try to get a layup. Let's try to get a paint touch or post touch. So that just came with all of us just like respecting each other, understanding that VS1 was best for each other, and like the more games we played, it kind of was just like kind of being more fluent and fluent. Like if you watch the games, I feel like we got better with each game. So I feel like also as time goes on, the more we play, the better we just become as a unit.
All right, Coach George. Now, you obviously the coaching staff, the coaching staff tactically especially would have been yourself, Coach Brads, and Super. Those are the three coaches now. From obviously you have your style of play for sure. We watch the Division League. You have your style of play. Coach Brads especially has his style of play, and then Super is normally a referee throughout the season. So and then coaches in the school league, etc., etc. How easy or what challenges they presented themselves while trying to work with that staff, with this team in particular?
Well, generally, just like you said, everybody has a philosophy, right? However, I'm sure you recognize this in volleyball too, that the game take trends, right? And probably every 4 to 6 years, there's a new trend. There's a coach who tries to do something, and then if it's successful, that trend becomes a norm within the whole competition, within the whole league. So you have a situation where different coaches always try to push the envelope to find new, innovative ways to let the game be easier. And like I said, everybody basically knows the game, but the ones who are up to date and follow the trends and see how the game are changing and allow yourself to adapt to the new change, those are the ones who are going to be successful. And I'm sure that over the years that we've been together, I was able to, convince them of how the game is changing, and slowly and surely we all kind of got on the same page. They still have, very strong feelings about certain things, and I allow them to be able to comment on it and give me their feedback. But at the end of the day, I just still try to show them and share information with them. We watch a lot of podcasts, a lot of stuff that are coming out of Europe, because I think the European game is what's going to change, the entire landscape of things. So we just try to keep abreast with what's going on, and over the years, it's become easier, and it becomes much easier when you have great success as well.
I like this team in particular, especially with the overseas beast guys who would have obviously came back for the tour, or some came back towards the end of the regular season. So I like this core, I like this group going forward. But then going into the next leg, chances are, well, if if the universities and colleges and JUCOs operate how I expect them to operate, we will be without some of the guys. What outside of has that been given any thought yet, or are we just watching it now and seeing what will happen?
Well, fortunately for us, as the program receive more exposure, we're getting a lot of inquiries. Even though we were in Guyana the other day, we had like 3 or 4 young men who messaged into the Facebook and the Instagram page, acknowledging their willingness to come and play, and they play at a very high level. So consequently, we are going to have more people in the program. So basically, it will be somewhat of a revolving door in terms of who's available, can play. However, we are of this weekend, we are going to try and make, strong correspondence to the different universities and institutions that these guys are attending, and try to explain to them, the importance of representation, even if they allow them to come for that period of time. Because I think basically now, just coming off of this tournament, the whole ideas and concepts are still fresh in their mind. We just probably need to get maybe 2 or 3 warm-up games before we go down. Notwithstanding that regular practices would be going on locally, but in terms of the guys overseas, I would still be sharing with them information, and just to reinforce what we did in Guyana, I think they'll be able to pick up the concepts very quickly. But we are going to, be making a strong representation to the guys' schools, and some of them who play overseas in Spain, they already say that they want to come home and play because they realize and recognize that the whole exposure base is getting bigger, and it's going to build an opportunity for everybody, both players and maybe even the coaches, to get better opportunities as we go further into the competition.
All right. Well, there was one player that, well, obviously this is for, we can all talk about this later. There was one player that I remembered when I was leaving university. He played for Florida, and when he saw the flag, he said that he thinks he should have heritage from there. He was telling me about his grandfather, but I know if I'm not mistaken, he's playing in, I want to say France right now because he was Canadian, but I'll share the details with you after the game though, after the interview. However, again, congratulations going forward. Jaden, I think that, it was not a struggle, but watching you, especially in our division league, you tend to carry the load of the offense, not only facilitating, but scoring. With this team, it wasn't a case where you were getting quote-unquote boxed. It was a case where you were actively trying to be a facilitator. So that shows that you can do, watching you, it shows that you can do both. How difficult was that to adjust, knowing that, hey, right, the past 2-3 months, I'm coming off of being, scorer, past month or so, I'm coming off of being a main get it option. But now you're here facilitating to the fellas.
Well, like all my life, I've been like a pass first guy, really, with the ability to score like when I need to. But I felt like on this team, like that wasn't really a problem. So I was trying to make the right plays, get in the paint. If I felt like people were collapsing, I'll kick out and try to create open shots and so forth. So I mean, like it wasn't a struggle. So I was just trying to just do what's best for the team and not force too much. Like that opens the game for me as well. I feel like especially moving forward, like guys won't be able to like just collapse and leave other people open. So yeah, that was that.
All right. So again,
Also, I would like to really truly, give him high commendation because the offense is equal opportunity, and there are times when he could have, took it on his own to really and truly, you know, do his thing. But he remained, for the most part, I would say, maybe 89% at the time. The 11%, I had to cuss him sometimes. But, um, you know, majority of the times he did his best to be the facilitator, the engine that we needed. Like in one game, he had 16 rebounds because we lost Alexis, and at his size, to get 16 rebounds in a critical game that we needed to win was highly, highly commendable. That is why he recognized what we needed, you know, in order for us to go to the next level, and he just applied himself. And whereas he still scored because he had 16 points, but he was able to hold the other team to one shot by himself getting 16 rebounds. So he basically did what he had to do when it was necessary and what the team needed in order to be successful.
Well, there you have it. I mean, definitely, you can see if anyone followed the tournament, you could see how integral he was to the success of the team. He was third in the team's rebounding, first in the team's assists, third in efficiency, third in plus minus, third in points, and obviously, if your point guard is doing all that, you are definitely set up for success. Again, Coach and Jaden, it was a pleasure having you on here. Once again, congratulations on moving on to the next step. We'll be checking in, obviously, on how training is going, etc., guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right, you're locked into the Endgame Sports Show, and listen, let me tell you, we have a new structure. We're going straight into the other interview. Joining us on the phone line is this person is a person that I've definitely needed to get a hold of for a while, because very, very far from the jump, he's very interested in what I had to say. I think he's been on before now. But joining us on the phone lines is Mr. Derek Sutherland, the first vice president of the Antigua and Barbuda Cycling Federation. Good afternoon, Derek.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on. And yes, I have been on.
Yes, you were on when we were talking about the race, the never-ending race. Can't forget. That's how long the race was. Yeah. But again, welcome to the Endgame Sports Show. First off, how are you doing? How is everything generally for you?
For me, everything is absolutely fantastic. I always like to say I'm super good and getting better.
All right. So off the rip, we're 7 months into the year. So far, it's been what kind of year can you say it's been so far for the Cycling Association? Federation,
it's been a real good year. I mean, we kicked off the year because, as you know, with every sport that's out there, you need to have youngsters involved within your sport. So earlier on in January, we did the sports day with Pear Secondary School and Otters Comprehensive, so that we could go out there and start looking for talent and also have our teams there to see if there are any riders that they can pick up to put into their teams. And then the first race of the season, we had the Janelle Warner race, which was from the Pan Am base to Willie Keys and back. What I love about that race more than anything else is that not everybody, but the majority of the guys that are around cycling will tend to turn out for a Janelle Warner event. I don't know if it's because she has a lot of prizes. I mean, I think that helps sometimes. But it's a short, very, very, very fast race, and everybody's frozen into it, and it was a real good event. We also do something with Down syndrome, and we've been partnered with them for the last 5 years, where we do a fun ride for them. But I think I want to leapfrog further into the future and talk about the OECS Championship Did you get to hear anything about that race that we had?
On the one on Sunday?
No, not Sunday. No, Sunday's race was hot. That was a race for the ages. But the OECS championship we had islands like St. Vincent, BVI, Grenada, Anguilla, and Dominica here on the island fighting for the prize of being the best island or best cyclist in the OECS. And we had some big guns out of the UK, a guy by the name of Red Walters, who came along and actually won the event outright. Because
he is from Grenada?
Yeah, he's from Grenada.
Okay, yes. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, we finished second, third, and fourth. I don't remember. I know Jaime, Tadji, and Marsh.
Yes.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah, so you're up to date.
No, I'm telling you.
You don't need me there.
Some of the things, right? You follow.
Yeah.
Some of the things you follow, and so much things happen sometimes, and I'm happy that so much things happen sometimes. You miss something, you forget something, but yeah. I remember that one in particular. I remember that race. I think it was either it was definitely the end of May. I don't remember exactly the date, but it was the end of May.
It was the end of May, and you see, and this is one thing I love about being an executive here, is that we have a very, very proactive team. And the event was supposed to have taken place in St. Lucia. And 2.5 months before the event, St. Lucia said that they wouldn't be able to host it. And our president, Sinclair Williams, said, well, look, we have a workers' union race that most of the guys come to anyway. They don't all come at the same time every year. There'll be a different set of islands from the OECS that come out. So he said, why don't we take this race on? Because we haven't had it since 2019. And in that very, very short space of time, can we pull it off? And all I keep on hearing is people talking about how well set up the race was, how good the course was, the treatment that they received while they were in Antigua. So it was good. In fact, the best, and we're very, very good at doing things like that. We like to lead. We're not very good at following as a group of executives. There you go.
I mean, and makes sense. So switching gears before we go into something else. Mm-hmm. Obviously, everyone's had heads in hands on the, I want to say 20th of the month, when we heard the news that Brown was, involved in a vehicular accident while riding and traveling. When you heard the news, what was the thoughts at that point?
I can't believe it. And the first thing that I did, I called Sinclair to find out where he was. He told me that he was at the site of the accident. I made my way down to the hospital because I wasn't sure if his parents were going to be there. And the last thing that I wanted to happen was for him to arrive at the hospital and there wasn't a familiar face for him. It was really good when I got there and his father was there, so I had the opportunity to have a conversation with his dad. But I think the thing that, that stung the most was this was his year. It was the ride that he was doing on the day was testing out the time trial routes that we were going to be having the week after, because we had riders coming in from UK and New York to participate in our nationals. And he was doing a regular course by himself because, he was going to be that man. And there was I don't know if I can say, but there was a whole load of things that were planned for him to be able to do that was actually going to take him up to the World Championship, which is probably one of the highest races that you can do in the world. And everything was for this year. and it's all gone up in the smoke. All because one man just decided that.
So, can you currently give us a status on him?
Yeah, we had a meeting yesterday as executives, and he's still in good spirit, but it's still going to be a while before he'll be able to get back on his bike. And the message that we sent back was that, you're still young, you're strong, you still got time, so get well, and then come back again better than before. And he actually sent a message in the group to say that he's going to be better than how he was. And that's one of the things that I love about that young man, his mind. He's got the mind of a champion. I was fortunate to be with him in Barbados when he came third in the time trial. And in the road race where he was leading the road race and then somebody cut across his wheel and threw him on the floor. And I'm like, no. But that being said, he's done some real good rides in Italy. He'd just come back from Martinique, where he'd won a race in Martinique. And if you ask any cyclist in the Caribbean, one country we do not like to really go and race is Martinique. But the young man went down there and came back with a trophy.
All right.
So that's to show you the levels.
Yeah, so in terms of so we saw everyone saw the incident, everyone saw everything. It comes down to road safety. When it comes, at the transport board, I don't know what the rules. When I did my driver's test, there was no teaching me about a cyclist being on the road or things like that to a deep extent. But when you pick up cyclers, what road safety, is there like a manual rules that you give them straight up? Are there areas that you don't go cycling, although it's a road, you don't go on those roads, you try to stay away from those roads unless it's competition?
Well, yeah, I'll be honest with you, because of the state of the roads right now, we don't have many roads to ride on. So the only thing we can do is use the roads that we have. I'll give you an example. When we were looking to do the time trial, we had to move the time trial because of the nationals, because of the condition of the road. So it's at the moment you can ride wherever you need to ride. I think what we need to be looking at is the motorists that are on the road. They just need to slow down, and they also need to give us the space to ride our bike. I have a saying, I don't want to sit in your lap, because people will pass you and touch you. You'll have some people that will race past you to turn left. If I'm moving at 25 miles an hour, I'm going to go straight into your car. So a lot of the education works both ways, but I think our drivers need to just take the time.
All right.
We're a small island.
So I remember being first-hand seeing an accident that took out at least 9 riders. I cannot forget this day. In All Saints, roughly about 2008 to 2010, somewhere between there, by the bus stop in All Saints, where a bus driver took out at least 6 riders. I cannot forget that day because I was coming out to the store with my mom and my cousin, and don't ask me how she got my cousin out of the stroller at the same time, but she pulled us back. Then, as you get older, sometimes you're driving and things that would slow down traffic would be, heavy equipment. That's one. There is also the learners, but there's cyclers on the road sometimes, and I have to ask this question. I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys call it that, but the 2 deep, 4 deep, how much ever going across the road. Is there a rule?
There is.
No, not race. We're talking about.
No. Just general riding. Okay.
Yes.
I needed to think of it like, if riders are riding single abreast, bearing in mind our roads are very narrow, you could have 20 riders on the road. So the opportunity for you to now overtake the riders, you've now got to overtake 20 riders, or you're going to slide back in and probably touch one. It's a lot safer for everybody if the riders ride two abreast, because that shortens the gap that you require to make that jump. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I always encourage the guys that are on the road to ride two abreast, because if there's only four riders, that four riders is the length of a car. And it's better to overtake a length of a car than trying to overtake two by having four riders in single file.
All right,
because
so
our rides aren't wide enough.
with I think two is fine, but this morning, somebody I can't remember. I was on the phone probably a few mornings ago, and one of the conversations was the person was very annoyed because she said that the riders are literally riding 3-4 ahead of her, and she wants to go, but she's afraid. And she doesn't know why. Is there a rule? Do you guys, are there any rules against when people are doing that? If I present a video to you of them riding, let's say 4 across, is there something that the association does to do? Any sanctions you talk to them about? Anything like that?
I mean, we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation with the riders. That's not a problem. But again, and I think the lady's also missing the point. Yeah. If the riders were riding 3 abreast or even 4 abreast, it's better to have them riding 3 and 4 abreast, even though it's supposed to be 2, because it becomes easier for her to overtake than to have 20 riders in a
single file.
Okay. Yeah, because she will not be able, if she is scared to jump, say, 3 car lengths.
She will not be jumping
She will not be jumping 20.
And just the last question on the road safety before we leave. What do you mainly, when it comes to cyclist training, what do you mainly say to them about safety? Because when you're riding forward, it's like you're driving. Most bikes, if not all bikes, do these bikes have rear view mirrors? I wouldn't think so.
They don't.
How so?
But again, you have to remember we have an agreement with all the cars that are on the road, and the agreement that we have is that you don't hit it. That's the agreement. Yeah. So it's not like we are a car where if we know that we're going to turn right, for argument's sake, then the guy will stick his right arm out, leave it out there so that everybody will know what he's about to do. So all of our riders will know that that's the case. And every rider will always look behind them to confirm that there is no vehicle coming for them to make that right turn or left turn. So those are some of the basic things that the riders will do on the road on a regular basis to keep themselves safe. As I said, the last thing any of us want to do is get hit by a car.
Get hit, and the last thing as a driver any of us want to do is to hit a car, hit a cyclist, hit anything. So
Yeah.
I mean,
but that being said, let me just quickly say this. But you always have to remember this. Yeah, and I drive, and I ride a bike. When I was riding this morning, is that you do not want to be the person that's just done what a young man did with Tajay. You don't want to be that person. So how you not become that person is just be a little bit patient and slow down. I think one of the positives that has come out of it is that we see now that drivers are going a little bit wider and giving us a little bit more space, or they're beeping us to let us know that they're passing, and all of those things we appreciate. What we don't appreciate, and I don't think any driver on the road appreciates, is when somebody comes racing up behind you and then tries to go down the road and tries to overtake everybody, and then they have to swerve in because that interrupts what you're trying to do. And the other thing as well, Tajay was a national champion. And because of somebody's action, the man that's supposed to be going out there and representing us cannot. And that's because of a split decision that somebody else made, not him. He did everything in his control to limit the damage that he got to himself. Having watched the video, you can see exactly what he did. But it didn't have to happen. And every time we jump in our car, it's a choice that we make as car drivers, how we choose to operate on the road and how we choose to treat our fellow citizens. And that's the thing for me that we always have to take into consideration.
Well, I mean, again, I appreciate everything you had to say there about road safety. But quickly before we leave, because we're out of time, what are the plans for the year, for the next half of the year?
Well, we've got the Commonwealth Games coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we've got one of our riders participating in the track events. And then after that, we have a few more races scheduled for the rest of the season. Challenge that we have is that we've got the races on the calendar, but as I said, what happened earlier was that we had to end up changing races because of the condition of the road. So what we're doing right now, we're just playing it by ear. So the riders know what races we've got. It's just that the routes might change.
Track cycling would be the indoor one that looks
Correct,
very synchronized.
Yes, we got two riders that are really, really good at it.
So how do these riders train for this?
They train in the UK because that's where the two riders are based.
All right, makes sense. So again, appreciate you for joining on the Endgame Sports Show. We definitely, as I mentioned today via text, we are working on a partnership, the Endgame Sports Show and the Cycling Federation. So again, I thought I was subscribed. I was on the mailing list, and to my fault, because I changed emails. Yeah, we young people do that. Young people change it. Young people change emails.
Yeah.
But I changed emails, but now I'm back on, so I will see everything, and we will definitely be connecting.
Yeah. Hey, look, anytime you want to, wax lyrical about cycling, I'm your man. I'm ready any day, night of the week. And I appreciate you letting me come on today.
All right. So I appreciate you for being on. That was Mr. Derek Sutherland, the first vice president of the Antigua and Barbuda Cycling Federation. Again, giving you things to do and not to do, definitely telling you about the year and previewing the rest of the year as well. This is the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. Do remember, this is WTP Media Network. Argentina versus England has already started. And the score is 0-0. 4 minutes in. Do remember what for watch right now. One something we're going to watch. We're going to watch England versus Argentina. But unfortunately, I won't be watching the full game because I'm heading over to Clear Hall to watch the other semi-final of the Antigua and Barbuda T20 WTP Media Network /EP Chet Green T20 softball competition. My name is Adrian Constant. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Yes, bringing out a new thing, the Endgame Boardroom. This is where we speak to federations like we did today, but tomorrow is specially designed for them. You're locked into the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. It was a pleasure. See you tomorrow.
Hi, this is Sly the Chief Rockin' J. Join me every morning, Monday to Friday from 7 o'clock on WTP FM 93.5.